All right, let's talk about something that feels like it's slipping through our fingers every single day: focus. In today's world, the ability to actually concentrate is becoming a genuine superpower. And the reason it's so incredibly valuable? Well, it might just shock you. Okay, I want you to get this number in your head. 47 seconds. That's it. According to some wild research from UC Irvine, that is the average time any of us spend looking at one screen before our attention just drifts to something else. Less than a minute. And to really put that in perspective, back in 2004, that number was 2.5 minutes. That's not just a drop, that is a free fall.
And if that last number didn't get you, this one will. 23 minutes. You know what that is? That's how long it takes on average for your brain to fully get back on track after just one single interruption. So think about it. That quick check of your email, that little glance at a notification, it's not costing you seconds. It's costing you almost half an hour of real productive brain power every single time.
So this brings us to the big question, doesn't it? In a world that is literally designed from the ground up to steal our attention, how do you even begin to win? How do you reclaim your focus to do the work that actually matters? Well, the answer isn't about working harder. It's about working deeper. And this leads us to a game-changing concept from author and professor Cal Newport. He calls it deep work. And honestly, in our hyper-competitive economy, it's nothing short of a superpower. So what is deep work exactly? Well, here's how Newport defines it. This isn't just about avoiding social media for an hour. No, this is about getting into a state of pure, uninterrupted concentration, where you are pushing your brain to its absolute limit. This is the zone where you create brand new value, where you sharpen your skills, and where you produce stuff that is just incredibly hard for anyone else to replicate. Now, this idea, it has some really deep roots in psychology. Deep work is basically the professional version of what psychologists call a flow state. And you know this feeling. You've been there. You get so absorbed in something that time just melts away. Athletes call it being in the zone. That's the exact feeling we're aiming for with deep work. And here is the great irony of our modern economy. Everything around us, open plan offices, Slack notifications, this culture of being always on, it makes deep focus incredibly rare. But because it's so rare, its value is just skyrocketing. The handful of people who can actually cultivate this skill, they're the ones who are going to thrive, producing world-class results while everyone else is just staying busy. So why is focusing on one thing so incredibly powerful? To really get that, we need to talk about the arch nemesis of deep work, the myth of multitasking. Let's pull back the curtain and see why trying to do everything at once is so destructive to our productivity. The best way to think about this is to split your work into two buckets. In one bucket, you've got deep work. This is the tough stuff. It's mentally demanding, it creates new things, and it needs your undivided attention. In the other bucket, you have shallow work. Think logistical stuff like answering emails, setting up meetings. It has to get done, but it doesn't really push you. The big problem is, most of us spend our entire day stuck in that shallow bucket. Now, the science behind why multitasking is such a disaster comes down to this really cool concept from researcher Dr. Sophie Leroy. She calls it attention residue. What it means is, when you switch from doing, say, task A to task B, your brain doesn't make a clean switch. A little piece of your attention, a residue, gets left behind, still stuck on task A. And this just perfectly shows how it plays out in real life. You're deep in the zone, working on a big project. You think, I'll just quickly check my email. You do it, takes 10 seconds, you switch back. But you're not really back, are you? Part of your brain is still chewing on that email you just saw. Your focus is fragmented. Your ability to do that important work is now seriously handicapped by that one tiny quick check. And the data on this is just brutal. Research shows that constantly multitasking can slash your productivity by up to 40%. That's like losing 2 full work days every single week. And it's no wonder, right? A whopping 68% of employees say they just don't have enough uninterrupted time to actually focus at work. Okay, so we get it. The problem is huge, and the stakes are high. So what's the solution? Well, Cal Newport doesn't just point out the problem, he gives us a clear, practical playbook. Let's walk through his 4 rules for building a deep work habit. So here they are in a nutshell. Work deeply, embrace boredom, quit social media, and drain the shallows. Now, these aren't just little tips. Think of this as a full-on training program for your brain. We're going to zoom in on a few of the most actionable parts of this whole system. Rule number 1 is all about making focus automatic.
See, your willpower is like a battery. It runs out. And if you have to use it every single day to fight off distractions, you're gonna lose that battle. So the key is to build rituals. Decide in advance where you'll work, for how long, and create a little startup routine. This makes transitioning into deep focus almost effortless. Now, this next rule might be the most important and the most counterintuitive. If you teach your brain that it deserves a hit of novelty every time you're waiting in line or waiting for your coffee, you absolutely demolish its ability to stay focused when things get difficult. Your ability to concentrate is a muscle. And guess what? Embracing those little moments of boredom is how you strengthen it. And that brings us to rule number 4, drain the shallows. The absolute best way to do this is with a technique called time blocking. You can see an example from Newport's own planner right here. The idea is simple. You schedule out your entire day in advance, giving every single minute a job. This doesn't mean you're a robot. You can totally adjust the plan on the fly. It just means you're being intentional about where your precious time is going, and you're making sure that deep work has a protected home in your schedule. You know, a really powerful trick to stick with this is to keep score. This picture shows Newport's super simple method. He just uses a piece of paper and makes a little tick mark for every hour of deep work. This is what's called a lead measure. Instead of just worrying about the final result, you focus on the behavior that gets you there. In this case, the hours of focused work. Trust me, seeing that number go up is so incredibly motivating. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but where do you actually start? How do you do this? Let's build your very first deep work ritual right here, right now. It's simple, it's backed by science, and it's something you can literally try this afternoon. Okay, first step, pick one and only one high challenge task, something that needs your real brain power. Second, and I mean this, be ruthless about eliminating distractions. Put your phone in another room, turn off every single notification. Third, create a trigger. Maybe it's a specific instrumental playlist or making a certain kind of tea. This is a signal to your brain that says, okay, it's go time. And finally, set a timer for 90 minutes and just begin. That 90-minute cycle actually lines up with our brain's natural rhythms of peak alertness. Don't aim for perfection, just protect that block of time like it's gold. Look, committing to this is not easy. As Newport himself says, it means leaving behind that comfortable feeling of being busy with shallow tasks. But the reward here isn't just about getting more stuff done. It's about finding real meaning and satisfaction in your work. It's about using your mind to its absolute fullest potential. So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. In this world of endless distraction, your attention is the most valuable thing you own. What incredible things could you learn or create or solve if you really truly harnessed it? What great work is just waiting for you on the other side of your focus?